Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today I'm going to talk about survival uses of cigars. And before we going to start with the video, first of all, don't smoke. And second, if you're interested in survival courses in Belgium, there will be a link to my website, survivaltrainingbelgië.be, and also to my link for my book called Bloody Crosses. So if you're interested, take a look, I would say. Alright, cigars. The reason why I make this video is because some of my friends are, how do you say this, refined cigar smokers. And I was walking on a flea market and I found these two boxes with Brazilian cigars. And they were like 30 euros for 75 cigars. Big cigars, by the way. So not one of those tiny ones. So yeah, I thought that was a bargain. So yeah, my friends are happy with their cigars, but I still got so many cigars left, and I thought to myself, what would be the use of it in a survival scenario? And yeah, I looked some up because I'm not a smoker, and I would never advise somebody to take up smoking in any form, but I can understand cigars in a way. I hate cigarettes, but because they have nothing of benefit. And yeah, cigars I can understand because you don't really inhale the smoke. You let it rumble around in your mouth. It's still bad. Can still have some problems with cancer and other problems like yellow teeth and smell and such. But it reminded me on, if you see in these old videos, these old movies, the trope of the explorer going to the jungle, and they were always smoking these cigars. Even in my time when I was a child, in the cartoons, they still showed these macho uh, explorers on the savannah or the jungle with always a big cigar. You always see these old-time movies, war movies, where the commander was, all right, all right. Yeah, it's hard to talk with this one. All right, you bastards, let's get these bastards. Gangster movies. Also, what is another thing? The A Team. The A Team always Hannibal with a cigar. Like, I love when a plan comes to my work. Yeah. So I've been looking up. So why that is, because if these people that are hard, tough, going weeks, even months, perhaps a year into a dangerous outdoor situations. Yeah, if these people are smoking when they need all their fitness and health whenever they can, why would you smoke cigars then? Yeah, that's what I was wondering, and I've been looking up, and there were several reasons why they did this. The first reason is mosquitoes. Because a cigar, in contrary to a cigarette, a cigar will last for almost an hour, if depending on what kind of F and the size it is. In my opinion, a very sized one, and yeah, because of the smoke and the constantly smoking, it is keeping the mosquitoes away. And I learned this in Scotland, where there were a lot of these tiny mosquitoes called midgets, and one of the ways to get these thousands of bastards around you away was to make a fire and the smoke, and they would keep away. The same thing goes with a cigar, because a cigar smoke is always hanging around, getting into your clothing, and will be a sort of repellent for mosquitoes and other small buggery insects. So that's one thing, one way you can use. Another way is hide the smell when you're hunting. If you're going to hunt deer and some other animals or game, will smell you. They will smell your sweat. They will smell your pheromones. They will know if the wind is blowing their directions from where you stand. They will smell you and run away. If you can smoke a cigar and puff, blow the smoke around your clothing, beneath your armpits, and that kind of places where certain smells can come from, they will be less likely to smell you and go and run away in the with a fear reactor. So yeah, that's another thing it can be useful in a survival scenario. Another thing I would say is it has a calming effect because smoke, you let it go around in your mouth, the blood vessels in the upside of your mouth will take up the nicotine, and it will go around in your body, and it will be calming. And that's the reason why a lot of soldiers used to who smoke still are, but yeah, in the old time that was a way to calming down. That's why cigarettes were standard issued in some militaries to keep the soldiers' nerves down. So that's another thing you can do. Another one I would say is uh, for persons that are nicotine addicted. If you ever had the unfortunate situation where you were with somebody driving, whatever, and they were running out of cigarettes, well, they start to get the nicotine flash. They will get angry, emotional, annoying, and they will do whatever it takes to get their fix. During survival situations, there are certain period moments where you cannot afford somebody to be that emotional unstable. So a cigar could be a handy way to to sweeten or soften those crybabies up. Yeah, it's not the best way, but when shove comes to kick, or what is the saying? Yeah, it could help a little bit. Another thing I would say is as a bartering tool. Like I said, there are people who have nicotine addiction, or they like this kind of luxury items. And yeah, if you have cigars in a time where the supply of cigarettes, cigars, tobacco products are limited by embargoes, not natural disasters, that kind of stuff, and you have cigars, they will even give you precious food to get one of these. But remember, that is more likely in the beginning of a disaster scenario. After a while, when the people have kicked the habit, or they went through their uh, withdrawal effects, they will be less likely to barter for better stuff. So this is more for in the beginning of a scenario to barter. Um, Another thing you can use is, and I don't know if this is true, but I heard some people, when they have a sting from an insect, they would chew a little bit of the tobacco, place the chew tobacco on top of the wound, and that will soften the pain of an insect sting. If you have experience with this, please let me know in the comments if this is true, because some sources say it isn't, and other sources I hear it works. So it's hard to believe which one is true. So please, if you are experienced with this, I will trust you with this. Let me know in the comment. Another thing I heard was as a sort of coal. How do you say this? A coal extender, like carrying a burning ember, because a cigar lasts for an hour, and if you have a way to get a fire, and your place where you want to make the where you want to bring and build a fire, it can sometimes take a little bit time. By, for example, if you have a way to if you have a fire over there and you need to bring it to camp, you can use this as a coal extender, that you will keep it on during within an hour where you have to be, and use that to start burning some tinder with the spark that is within these burning coals, not coals, but yeah, burning tobacco. So that's another way you can use. It's a little bit, yeah, far-fetched, I admit, but I can see a little bit use in it, especially if you the only way I can see the use in this is if you have for example a camp within the forest, but you only have something like uh, how to say this, a magnifying glass as a way to, or a piece of glass or ice or whatever, to start start a small fire. So you can go outside of the forest, light it up like this, and within the outside of the forest to your base camp, use this burning tobacco as a way to bring the burning coals to the camp, to start a campfire. So that's a way. And the last way I heard, but I think that is it even worth mentioning it, using it as a water filter. If you have if you have something where like a bottle or whatever, and you can prop in the where you drink from it tobacco cigar, because it's pressed tobacco. It will be a little bit like a small filter, uh, perhaps for getting to get more of the bigger particles out. But as a real water filter, yeah, you still need to boil or disinfect that shit. But yeah, to waste a precious cigar in that regard, you really have to be desperate. And some sources I heard saying that, yeah, the nicotine will get into the water and that is poisonous. But I think that's bullshit too, because to really get an effect of nicotine, you will have to distill, uh, what was it? It's from the crime novels, that is being used as a poison. That you can make enough poison to kill someone with 24 cigarettes if you distill all the nicotine from those 24 cigarettes. So yeah, how many cigarettes would you reckon one big cigar is? I don't know how much, but in this regard, it will not be deadly. But I just mention it because uh, yeah, it was a source that I found regularly, pro and con against it, that it's yes or no. But yeah, if somebody knows more about this, please let me know in the comments, because these survival myths, that is not something that I'm willing to test out, because it's too dangerous for whatever profits you can have from this. And yeah, and just as a last reminder, uh, yeah, and beside everything I say around this, just don't smoke. It's not worth cancer. I don't know if the video is already came out, but smoking is one of the most stupidest habits you can have. So don't smoke, but have cigars to help or profit from people that want the cigars, I would say. And like I say, uh, I can understand smoking a cigar to cigarettes, because that is more like an enjoyment thing that you don't really breathe in. But yeah, still side effects for your health. Yeah, but yeah, I'm going to stop right now. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and see you in the next video. Uh-huh.